sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. On the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. On the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. I hope everybody is having an amazing day. Fins up, fins up, fins up. It is a beautiful day, Miami Dolphin fans, all around the world. I came to talk to y'all tonight because I've calmed down, and I just feel like it's time to have a really good conversation about this team. I also want to do a Tua Tagovailoa 3-week evaluation where I believe he stands from my viewpoint in this organization and everything. So we're going to get to that and more. But before we get started, y'all already know, make sure that you hit the like button. Let your friends and family members know about the channel as well. We continue to do bigger and better things. If you are new to this channel, make sure that you subscribe right now to TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. We're at 22,775 subscribers. So we're 225 away from 23,000, which is insane to me. It's crazy how much we've been growing lately. But as I recognize that we've been growing so much, I wanted to take the time to stop and say to all the new subscribers, man, welcome to the freaking channel, man. Welcome to the channel. Y'all new family members. Some of y'all returning back. Some of y'all coming back from the past because you said I wouldn't give a certain somebody credit when they do well. And obviously, I kept my word that I would. But welcome back to some of y'all, and some of y'all that's new to the channel. Man, welcome to the home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. And when I say the home of the real Miami Dolphin fans, I don't say that to shun anybody else, because we got a lot of great creators in this community. Make sure you go check them out as well. I don't even want to get into naming them because there's so many now, but I rocks with every single one of them. I don't know if they rock with me, but I rock with all of them. I love them all. They all provide great content in their own special way. So what I have to say in my opinions aren't the end all be. There are so many great opinions out here, man. And like I always say, time will tell. But right now, man, we're in a season with the Miami Dolphins where I don't know how you could be a Dolphin fan and not be excited right now. I don't know how anyone could be a Dolphin fan and literally not be excited right now. It just wouldn't even make any sense. Okay. Steph Poirier with the donation said, Bills fan here. Congrats on the win, y'all. Sucks to lose, but we will meet again. Our rivalry is renewed. Much love. Salute to you, Steph. Thanks for coming through showing love in a respectful way. I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't been humble at all in this. I haven't been humbled in the last 24 hours at all. There hasn't been an ounce of humility in me. Everybody's been like, bro, be humble. Ain't an ounce of it been in me in the last 24 hours. So when you say, the rivalry is renewed, I'm sorry, it's not. We just came and took our throne, and we're not looking back. There ain't no rivalry. The AFC East will be demolished from this point going forward. Point, period, blank. Ain't no rivalry. Y'all a game on our schedule going forward there. Oh, yeah, we're going to beat them. Just like we look at the Jets. Y'all ain't nothing. It's over for the Bills, just like it is with the Patriots and just like it's been for the Jets. Ain't no humility running through my blood right now. Now, I might get humbled, but until that happens, best team in the NFL. Best team in the NFL. And you don't like it? And I can care less. Best team in the NFL. Period. Okay? All right. So y'all bear with me. I'm not operating in a humble state right now. Okay? And if you don't like that, forgive me. If you don't want to forgive me, and all right. So that's just where I'm at. Because we big dogs. Okay. All right. So let me get back to it, man. Let me get back to it. So if you're a real Dolphins fan, there is no way possible you're not excited right now. I got to call some people out, not some people in particular, but if it applies to you, if the shoe fits, wear it. For the most part, this fan base has been getting along in the last, 24 hours. For the most part, this fan base has been getting along for the last 24 hours. And I will say this, winning always cures all. I mean, winning cures all. But I got to start out by saying, listen, I don't understand. I have been one of the most critical people I have been one of the most critical persons in this community about Tua Tagovailoa. But if the last 2 weeks you still finding ways to trash him or diminish what he has done on the field, please don't make it seem like you're aligning yourself with me. Because I already get enough heat because of how critical I am of him, which I will never stop being. You get what you deserve. But please don't align yourself with me if the last 2 games you are still trying to find ways to minimize the impact that he has had for this team and down talk him. It makes no sense. Like, when he ain't playing well, by all means necessary. That's what we pride ourselves over here, keeping it 100. But finding ways to trash him in the last 2 weeks, it's classless. It's classless. You're true haters. And that's coming from somebody they label as his biggest hater. You're a true hater. It makes no sense. Stop it. And do not align yourself with me. And stop thinking that you calling me out for flip-flopping. I have always been what Tua has been. He play good, I give him his due. He don't play well, I'm all on him. I have no matter whether you call me fair or unfair, at least I've been consistent. I've been consistent, but don't align yourself with me. It absolutely makes no sense whatsoever. And we're going to get to his 3-week evaluation because I got a lot to say about his 3-week evaluation so far. And every week we're going to do an evaluation of where he is at that moment. And I wanted to wait till week 3 to start it. I didn't want 1 game or 2 games. I wanted 3 games, and then I start the weekly. But listen, don't align yourself with me, okay? All right, Duke, we're going to get into his evaluation in a little bit, but Duke said, TD, you doing the morning show this week? Yes, I am this morning. We've been having to get ready for the hurricane that may be potentially coming. So I had to scratch my whole morning and basically make sure that we're prepared for the worst, and praying for the best. All right. Y'all give me a second. Let me block this person real quick. We all good over here, but we don't do all the stupids and all of that stuff. So y'all give me a second. We want a clean comment section over here. All right. Thank y'all for y'all patience. I just got to pull this up so I can get this person up out of here. Sal, if you don't know how to come over here and have a intelligent conversation or a fair conversation and you don't belong here, and you know what? I'm just going to give him a little warning. I ain't even going to block you, bro. I'm going to give you a little warning. Let's have intelligent conversations from this point going forward. If you don't like what I have to say, get out of here. All right. If you want to debate, I always drop the link at some point in the week. What's up? It's that simple, man. But we ain't got to get into stupids and all of that little stuff. All right. We want a clean comment section, one that's productive, that's talking real football. All right. Moot Videos said, how's Tua, man? Looked like he walked out of a bar. How's Tua, man? Looked like he walked out of a bar. They're still evaluating the situation with his back. We're gonna get into that as well. I'm trying to be optimistic about it. I'm not trying to really stress about it. I'm not really trying to stress about it. Okay. What do you mean by trash, TD? I mean trying to literally say the man is playing like trash. That's what I mean. I mean, you still don't have to believe in him. I don't believe Tua's great. I don't believe he's gonna be the future. I ain't tripping about that. But to say that this man has played trash the last for 3 weeks in a row, you're hating. You're truly hating. All right. All right. Sean Smith with the $20 donation. Salute to you, homie. He said, first off, TD, I have a baby on the way as well. So congratulations. Salute, homie. Second, Bills fans talking about the defenders that didn't play was why they lost. But our D was on the field all game. In the room. Sorry. I agree, Sean. And let me tell you something. The Bills, I mean, they just salty. I'm not mad at Bills fans making excuses. They salty. That's all it is. Salty is false fate. It's simple. They're not used to this. They're going to get used to it, but they're not used to this. So they're going to make their excuses. They want to feel like they're better than they are. Because at the end of the day, there's only one unit that lost that game for them. And it wasn't their defense. It was their offense. Now, you tell me who wasn't healthy on their offense. Gabriel Davis and Knox played. That whole O-line was there until they ran into that South Florida heat. Their entire offense played. Their offense was out there on the field and put up what was it, 19 points? I don't even remember the final score anymore. It was so irrelevant. All I know, only thing I remember in the score was a W. They offense played. Tell me who would not there on their offense. So I don't want to hear it. And when you get held to 19 points at the Buffalo Bills, miss me. 17. It was 17. Oh, even worse. Even worse. Even worse. They came out and put up a Ryan Tannehill. Even worse. I don't want to hear nothing about your defense not playing. Your offense ain't play either. 400 yards of nothing. 400 yards of nothing. So I don't want to hear it. And 2 of them 17 was a safety. Thank you. Whoever said that, thank you. 2 of the 17 was you put up 15 points. You put up 15 points. Get out of here. I don't want to hear your lip. I don't want to hear no excuses. Your offense put up 15 points. Miss me with who wouldn't playing on defense. What's up with your offense? Ain't that the bread and butter? Ooh, Josh Allen. You had the ball for 40 minutes. 41-19. You ran 90 plays to 39. Miss me with any excuses you got to make. The Dolphins let you get 91 plays, and they had 30, and we had 39. We let your offense run more than double amount of plays our offense ran. So miss me about a defense. Miss me about a defense. Your defense was fresh on the field the whole game. They only played 20 minutes. Get out of here. At the end of the day, I ain't missed the donation. I'm going to get to it. I'm talking right now. At the end of the day, we had a game plan, and we executed the game plan. Wait, maybe I did miss the donation because I don't see the other one. Whoever said I missed one. But we had a game plan, and we executed that game plan. And I told these Buffalo Bills fans what the game plan would be. And they wanted to act like I was the delusional one. And we won exactly how I said we would win. Now, I gotta play this clip, y'all. Y'all give me a second. I gotta play this clip. Because I told them. This ain't nothing new. I told everybody on Friday's Royal Rumble, AFC East Roundtable, I told everybody exactly how we would win. They thought that, and then they tried to make it seem like, oh, they got me all over the place and this and that. Watch this. I told them already. This ain't nothing new. I know what I be talking about. There's 2 different Josh Allens. One Josh Allen, you're not containing him. 3 plays, 70-yard touchdown.
Yep.
Then you got the other Josh Allen. 13 plays, 70 yards, touchdown. It works in our favor if it's 13 plays, 70 yards, because you're not running the score up. And if it's close later, we have the advantage. We have the advantage. Let me play that again. Listen to it very closely. I told them last Friday, there is only one way to beat this team. Josh Allen, you cannot stop. He is going to put his stats up. But there is only one way you could beat this team. And I tried to tell them, and they wanted to tell me how delusional and how much I don't know football. If it's close later. Yes, we do. This is the difference. There's 2 different Josh Allens. One Josh Allen, you're not containing him. 3 plays, 70-yard touchdown.
Yep.
Then you got the other Josh Allen. 13 plays, 70 yards, touchdown. It works in our favor if it's 13 plays, 70 yards, because you're not running the score up. And if it's close later, we have the advantage. No. We have the advantage if it's close later. Yes, we do. It's simple, man. It didn't take rocket science. It don't take rocket science. I studied this guy. I know what their strengths and weaknesses are. I know how you beat a guy like Josh Allen that you virtually can't stop. You flip the script. You can let him keep the ball. But the offense has to be able to keep up as well. And I told him on that roundtable, this year we have the offense that can keep up. And you know why I came to that conclusion, why I knew this was how it was going to go down? Because last year, going into the fourth quarter, the score was 10-3. We were doing the same thing. But our defense said, man, we can't keep on going through this and y'all not even helping us on the offense. Screw this. And then Buffalo took off in the fourth quarter. Our defense gave up last year. They were tired of it. We've been playing Josh Allen, holding him to 10 points the whole game. Here we are in the fourth quarter, and y'all got 3. Are you kidding me, offense? And the defense said, screw this. And not only did the defense say screw this, but our offense started throwing picks and stuff too, giving Buffalo more points, and they ran the score up. I said, not this year. We got the offense that can keep up. So y'all going to have to go on them long drives, which is going to bring down the possessions of the game. Now, I ain't going to lie. You know, I was like, 40-something to 20 and all of that. That's just me being a fan. We about to blow y'all out. But I've been told y'all, as long as we can bring that score down and we tight in the game, we got the advantage. We're going to win at the end. And then when I knew that their secondary wasn't there, they toast. They're toast. Now, here's the beautiful part about what happened. Our offense kept up when they needed to, but our offense wasn't even great. Like, Dolphin fans, don't think that's a bad thing. It should make you even happier that we are winning games that our offense ain't even going ballistic. With the exception of the Ravens game, we went ballistic, okay? But the Patriots game, this game right here versus Buffalo, our offense hadn't even scratched the surface. Tyreek didn't even play. Tyreek ain't even play. You might well say that. Tyreek didn't even play. Truth be told, Waddle ain't playing until he caught that long ball. Our offense, it was like, we just did enough to keep up and score, and our defense did their job. That should be promising, man, when Byron Jones come back, and which means we're going to have the ultimate depth, because I honestly have to tell y'all that these backup corners and stuff, they're holding their own more than I ever could imagine they would have. They are holding their own more than I could have ever imagined they would have been holding their own. Now, they're going to have a big test Thursday. I want to see them do well against a pair of receivers who people feel like are some of the best in the NFL. So we're going to see. This is going to be their last test, but they have definitely been holding their own, which means when Byron Jones gets back, it's going to be even better because we have the depth now. And our offense, once again, is still ain't operating at optimal. It ain't even operating to where we want it to be or where it's going to be. I know our offense is going to be taken off at some point. I know it's going to be taken off some point. So all these excuses, our defense and all this and that. Listen, the Dolphins had a game plan. They came and executed it, and they shocked me. I knew that that's how you win the game, but I was also mad that we were giving up so much on defense. But if you notice, as they got closer and closer to the red zone, that behind them shrinks. All the Dolphins did is play a lot of deep coverage, played the sticks on the zero look to keep everything in front. They sent a lot of pressure so Josh could get his quick completion. Then they came forward to make the tackle and made them inch their way down the field methodically and waited on them to make a mistake, like the fumble and things like that. The more plays you run on an offense, the more likely you are to have a big mistake, whether it be an interception, whether it be a tip ball in the air pick, whether it be a fumble. It's a bad throw here and there that puts you 3rd and 10. That's why the bend and don't break concept, a lot of coaches like to use it as long as they don't give up the big play. But it's also dangerous if you're not keeping up with the score. But what the Dolphins were able to do, they played deep, left everything underneath, but to a point to where as the ball is being thrown, they can go attack just like Tennessee did us last year. But they didn't play nobody deep. But the same thing, kept everything in front, and they attacked going forward. But Here's where the kicker was. All that deep coverage we were running, because remember that Holland almost made that pick? Go look at the film and look how far back Holland was to come up to try to make that pick. That was like a 25-yard throw, and Holland had to clear about 15 yards just to come up and try to make it. He about 35, 40 yards down the field, y'all. And that shows you right there. We were playing deep coverage. Keep everything in front. We ain't letting Diggs get off and go crazy on us like that. And what that also did for us, though, by keeping them in front of us, is as they kept going down the field and that field shrunk, now the safety's like, oh, I can't go out the back of the end zone, so now I get to get closer and closer and closer. Now they're at the 15. Now I ain't got to worry about behind me. Now we just out here playing 7 guys in coverage. And think about what happened with Josh Allen in the red zone. He had a lot of time to throw, but a lot of times he had nowhere to go. A lot of time to throw, but nowhere to go, because we were out there covering, boy. But that field was shrinking. They spent most of their time from the 30 to the goal line, not in the quick 7 yards, 10 yards down the field. We made them use a lot of time up between the 30-yard line and the goal line. It was hard for them to get it in. They kept trying and trying. And that's how that works. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not no idiot either. When we see them in December and that defense may be a little healthy, it's still going to be a drag out fest. But let me tell you the difference. Their defense not playing had no impact on our defense to their offense, which only gave up 15 points. So just because their defense and secondary had backups out there, that had no impact on the fact that we held them to 15 points on offense. None whatsoever. But what they need to realize is when we see them again and they're quote unquote a little bit more healthy, because one of their guys on IR, he done for the year, but they're a little bit more healthy, our offense at that point 10 weeks from now should be running at its maximum capacity. We aren't even playing great on offense. So remember this, Buffalo Bill fans. You want to talk about who wasn't there playing defense? Well, remember, our offense is brand new and still trying to work out the kinks. So we got a lot more room for improvement, and it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And even past that, the only thing that I would be concerned about in the next game, it ain't your team, because I know we could beat y'all, and that ain't just because of what we just did. When our offense is rocking and rolling, the way our defense is playing now, I know we're going to beat y'all. The only thing that concerns me about the second game is the same thing that kicked y'all behind this game. That Florida Heat ran all up and down y'all whole roster. Y'all breathing for your life. Oh, give me back to Buffalo. Everybody faking injuries just to take a breath. All kind of hoopla was happening on the field with y'all. Y'all wasn't fooling nobody. Gassed. Whole O-line was giving up. Oh, I'm hurt. Nah, you just want to be done for the day. You just want to be done for the day. I get it. Oh, my God. So that's the only thing that concerns me is y'all returning the favor, because I still got to see my boy Tua. Yeah, I said my boy Tua. Ooh, the haters ain't going to like that one. I still got to see my boy Tua in inclement weather. I got to see him in Buffalo when it's raining or snowing and cold and chilly and windy. I still got to see him in that situation, because I have no evidence of great play in that situation from him. Matter of fact, it's all bad evidence. That is the only hope. But like you say, he went to go visit his brother. He worked out in some bad weather this offseason. I don't know how, because in the offseason, it ain't no more bad weather, but that's neither here nor there. But like I said, that is about your only potential thing that you probably could have an advantage on in a game like that, because it'll be more running than throwing, and our run game is going to have to get a lot better than what it is now. Sith Lord said, TD, don't believe Tua is franchise, but he can be good game manager. Game managers can get you to Super Bowl, i.e. Trent Dilfer, Doug Williams, Jimmy Garoppolo. Rest of the team has to be great. Though. That's going to take me into my QB evaluation about Tua. Let me read the rest of these super chats first. I'm going to go ahead and do my evaluation right now of him because that's a segue into what I believe at this moment. Okay. Let me just knock these super chats out. If I can find them, there go one. Melvin Ingram balled out. Great pickup by Greer. No, that was an amazing pickup by Greer. It's just phenomenal, bro. I saw it all in camp, though. I told y'all that. I told y'all Melvin Ingram out there balling. He's a nuisance. I told y'all that at camp. But yeah, definitely. And matter of fact, you might want to go ahead and lock him up for another 2 years at some point because it looked like that motor is still good for another 2. I would, and you'll get a real friendly deal if you do. So that's something the Dolphins should really consider, especially since I don't even know where Ogbar at. Jalen Phillips, I don't even know where they at. Just keeping it a buck, y'all. All right, Joshua Arnold said, bro, we had 7 starters on defense out and ended only 2 starters on our O-line. Ended only. What ending with 2 starters on your O-line got to do with anything? Stop making excuses, bro. 7 starters on defense has nothing to do with y'all offense scoring 15 points. Okay? Only 2 starters ended on the O-line. I can't control what happens during the game. Armstead went out of rep. Greg Little got hurt for us on the O-line. We had to switch Robert Hunt to right tackle and put somebody at right guard. We had to make all kind of O-line adjustments too because guys were going out. Stop making excuses, man. Plus a missed field goal. They ain't got nothing to, bro. Okay, how about Josh Allen's 3 to 4 missed interceptions that we should have had? You want me to start counting those too? You counting 1 potential drop pick 6. How about I count all 4 of Josh Allen's potential interceptions he should have had? Tell me where the lie at in that. Exactly. How about I count all 4 of his should have been interceptions? But no, we're not going to do that. So stop. All right. And the refs walked to the line with 5 seconds left. I don't want to hear it. Y'all just slow. Y'all played the worst Bills team in 5 years. Well, y'all going to get even worse next time. You're going to say y'all was even worse next time. How about that? Because the gap, the point differential going to be way bigger. Way bigger. You'll see. You shall see. Slot said, if Lamar becomes available next year, do we go after him? I say we should. I don't care if Tua Nears hate me for this. Lamar will make us a powerhouse. I'm about to do the Tua evaluation. We're going to talk about that, all right? Somebody say he had 3 dropped interceptions. Okay, I stand corrected. I thought it was 4. Well, 3. Either way, trash. And miss me with that. He was a bum. He was a bum. I don't care nothing about them 400 yards. Them 400 yards meant nothing. He was a bum. The man literally had a wide open guy twice in that game. Once on the left flat early in the game, threw it in the dirt. He could have won the game with Nick Needham in coverage. He had his guy, threw it in the dirt. Trash. He lost the game for his team. And guess what? Tua outplayed him. Tell me I'm wrong. Tua outplayed him. I ain't say Tua was better than him, but Tua outplayed him. Tell me I'm wrong. Tua outplayed Josh Allen. And I stand by that. TD, been a fan for a couple of years now. What's your eval of Kohu? I think he is a gem and of a find right now. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to evaluate Kohu thoroughly against the Bengals. I think that's a really good matchup that I want to see. I'll tell you after the Bengals game, I've been taking some real exception to him. So it's important for me to continue to keep my eye on him because he can make the transition easier for moving on from Byron Jones potentially. And I'm going to be honest, it's something that we're going to have to do because we're going to have to figure out how to save some money in some places. We will. All right, I think I hit all the super chats. Let me go ahead into Tua's evaluation. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, it ain't no secret. I'm the biggest critic that Tua probably has whenever it comes to his level of play on the field because I made a pact with myself 4 years ago, 3 years ago or something like that. 3 or 4 years ago, I said that I will never give another quarterback in Miami the keys to the city until they earn it. I will never give him the benefit of the doubt until they earned it. And that's going to remain the same. And it's still true even to this day for me. All right. So I have always been critical of Tua, in my opinion, because some people still disagree. His rookie year, he didn't play well. He was very underwhelming. He left a lot of opportunities on the field, and that ain't an NFL quarterback to me. Sophomore year, everybody said, wait and see. You're going to see this year. He's going to prove you wrong. I saw more of the same Tua with a few more opportunities. More of the same Tua. He can make some throws here and there. He can make some plays here and there, but he still leaves too much on the field, leaving too many open opportunities on the field. Okay? Now, we come into this year. We come into 2022. My evaluation of Tua Tagovailoa. Week number 1 versus the Patriots. I personally felt the exact same way. There's too many opportunities left on the field. We did the film study. We got the W. It was a great win. But he played exactly the way that he had played the previous 2 years, in my opinion. And I'm going to be honest with you. That punched me right in the gut because I don't want to see this kid fail. I want to see this kid succeed. But again, I'm not going to sit here and praise him as if he is until he actually does. So I'm going to always speak the truth and tell you what I got. And he just didn't look great at all in that New England game. He played lackluster. He missed too many wide open guys. I think they were trying to force the ball to Tyreek instead of reading the field. And I was not impressed. I was really off of him. I was done, honestly, to be quite honest with you. I was done. Because you already gave me the first 2 years, and then the first game of the third year, you come out and do what you did. I expected more, and I was done. I was done. We come into Baltimore, and the first half, I was like, he's not playing great. It ain't terrible, but once again, man, it's like he's having okay moments, but this ain't what my franchise quarterback is. I'm still done with this guy, man. But now he's just taking up a spot. And we wasting time. And in that second quarter, he came out, I remember on the stream saying, man, Tua, man, you better figure this out some way, somehow. And I remember we came out, we scored a touchdown. He looked good on the drive. Well, that those things happen, right? And he played solid football. And it's like, yeah, but when that fourth quarter came, he absolutely lit it up. But at the same token, I got 2 years in a game versus a second half light up. And deep down inside, it's like, I love what he did in that second half. That's what you're supposed to do. But deep down inside, it meant nothing to me. It meant nothing to me. It was like, I got 2 years versus that. Everybody has moments like that. I got guys that done put up 6 touchdowns in this NFL that were just straight bums. And even more yards. Guy that put up 480 and 6 touchdowns. And it was like, but I love what he did. I like what he did. He took what they gave him. But even though Baltimore was tripping with their defense, but at the end of the day, I like what I just saw. And a matter of fact, we beat Baltimore. Let me be high on the kid right now. Let me be excited. And you know what? I'm going to give him this one. That's how I felt. I'm going to give him this one deep down inside. And he got a whole lot more of that to do before I feel good. And that's how I left the Ravens game deep down inside. I gave him his respect because he did deserve it. He did what he was supposed to do. It was a moment of God dog, that's what I'm talking about. But deep down inside, it's like, I need more than that. And then you come into this game right here, man. See, and these are the game. This game proved my point all along. People be like, man, y'all never satisfied with Tua. You want the man to put up 500 yards. No, we don't. We want you to be effective. We want you to impact the game and not make the big mistake. We want you to take advantage of the opportunities they give you. And what did Tua have? Tua had 180 or 90 some yards. I don't even remember, right? But this was one of his most impactful games that I have ever seen him have, ever. Screw Arizona, a hot moment. Screw Baltimore, hot moment. The whole game. With the exception of the fourth quarter, it was some stuff I was like, oh, man, what's going on? They started making me a little nervous in the fourth quarter. But regardless, all around the whole game, this is what I'm talking about. It ain't all about stats. He done had way bigger stat games than this one, and I done said, man, he was whatever. He ain't look great in this game. So miss me with that, oh, yeah, this man got to throw for 500 to make you happy. No, you have to impact the game by taking advantage of everything they give you and not settling. And that's what he did. Tua was getting the intermediate. Oh, my gosh. Tua was hitting the intermediates. He was doing, like, I don't even remember dump downs, to be honest with you. Any dump down he had, it felt like it was a design play, screen, quick slant. It was like design. It wasn't, I see a crosser, but pressure coming. Let me try to get it right here. No, I don't even feel. I got to go watch all 22, but I ain't feel that this game. I felt like the kid was back to pass. He was looking. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I had a sincere, proud moment. And I know we talked about Mike McDaniel. I know we talked about the team. But when no, Tua is not the reason we won. The defense ain't the reason we won. Everybody want to say that. This team is the reason we won. But when we are just evaluating Tua, he took advantage of the opportunities they gave him. He made the big play when it counted most. And it was a dime. Waddle, y'all know I'm critical about them deep balls. Tyreek had to turn around. Tyreek had to slow down. Man, this was a dime in stride. Like he was feeling himself. He played great football. Great football. Like, gosh, intermediate. Screens, slants, comebacks, cross in the middle. Waddle on the comeback on the outside. Over the middle. Oh, my gosh, man. Sherfield getting action. Man, Waddle, I see you. Slide over. Oh, in stride. Let's go. Avoid the pressure. Craycraft, I see you. Like, oh, my God. Like, who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Who in the heck are you? You sure ain't that guy I've been talking about for 2 years? You ain't that guy I've been talking about for 2 years. I know the guy I've been talking about for 2 years. That ain't who was playing. That ain't who was playing on that field. The guy TD been talking about for 2 years straight is not the man that played that game right there. That game was better than the Baltimore game. If you know football, you'd agree with me. If you know football, you would agree with me. That game from Tua was way better than the Baltimore game. Are the Colts better than the Chiefs? They played like it. They were better than them Sunday. So, yeah, until wins and losses say otherwise. But anyway, man, who was that guy? Freaking Ingold even dropped a dime. Like in the kisser, too. Oh, that was in stride. Just thinking about it. Oh. I'm just keeping it. I ain't gonna lie. This level of tour get me giddy. This type of play of tour gets me giddy. It gets me a little tingly. It's not the guy I've been talking about for 2 years. I just wish that, and let me tell y'all something. See, this is what I be talking about. And the game that was just played had nothing to do with having Tyreek and Waddle and more weapons. It didn't have nothing to do with that. Having Tyreek and Waddle wasn't the reason why he played great in this game. It wasn't. Tua just balled. It wasn't because of what was around him. He was feeling himself and he was executing. Because I'm telling y'all, The last 2 years, there were guys getting open and he wouldn't even throw it or he would misfire. This had nothing to do with having Tyreek and Waddle. They took Tyreek out the game. They technically took Waddle out the game with the exception of that throw, and in the past, he wouldn't have even made it. Or he wouldn't have even thrown it, and even if he would have made it, it would have been underthrown, overthrown. This was just Tua at his optimal. And I'm telling y'all, I truly feel like when you evaluate that game, that man played better than he did in Baltimore. This ain't about the stats. He played better than he did in Baltimore. I'm be honest, I ain't never seen him have a cleaner game. It ain't about just the completion percentage, which was very high. It ain't about the yards. This man took everything they just about gave him. And there was, in that I could recall, maybe 1 or 2 blunders the whole game. One was that possible pick six. And the other one, I don't remember. I'm just throwing one more in there just to say everybody has some moments, you know. And there was some drops, like 2 or 3 early in the game. D-Dub said the refs gave the Bills at least 2 extra timeouts because of the heat issues. Fins will not get that consideration in the cold of Buffalo. Fins played smart. Did not have a turnover. When the opportunity was there, Tua took it. Bent but unbroken. I agree, D-Dub. And yeah, they were cheating us too, bro. That's a whole nother conversation, but they were cheating us. They were definitely cheating us, bro. There was all kind of holding calls and everything they wouldn't call in at the end of that game. Clear as day. By mid-late season, Smythe will be sneaky good weapon. He was good last year, bro. Don't sleep on Smythe. D will be sleep on his role. Mike will mix in chances, and he'll have a career year. Also, I snuck in a bet for Miami 15-17 wins 20 for $1,000. Miami bet for Miami 15-17 wins. Nice sneaky bet though, bro. Put one in for your boy, man. Because I'm feeling that now. I feel you, bro. Hey, what, man? I feel you. $20, I'll take that L. 15-17 wins. I look at the schedule and say, who can beat us? Who could beat us? Who could beat us? TD, let's be honest now. When Teddy came in, we were scared and nervous. This is why we should appreciate Tua. I said that already. I said, man, Teddy made you realize. It reminded me of Tannehill. Remember when Tannehill got hurt? And on a Sunday, I remember this, but this is the difference between Teddy and Matt Moore. I think it was Matt Moore, if I'm not mistaken. I'll never forget. I went to the game. I had just started the channel. That was the year I started the channel, if I'm not mistaken. And I remember going to the game, and we went across the street. Me and my brother-in-law and my sister and my wife, we were across the street at like this little shop that had like Jamaican beef patties and liquor and all of that stuff. Everybody all in the liquor store and stuff. And we were over there, and I'll never forget, man, this is Tannehill's return game versus the Browns, if I'm not the Browns, but Chicago, if I'm not mistaken. And I'll never forget, yeah, it was Chicago at home. And I'll never forget, right in that liquor store on the TV, it said Tannehill's been ruled out. Tannehill has been ruled out. And I never forget, at that very moment was the first moment that you could tell, because it was a big controversy with Tannehill at the time. He's the guy. He's not the guy. He's the guy. He's not the guy. And I never forget whenever they said he's not playing. And all those Dolphin fans was like, oh. And I said, now they appreciate him. And Matt Moore came. I think we went to overtime, and we actually won that game, by the way. That was what's his name? Albert Wilson. We caught like 3 screen passes for touchdowns in that game. He had like 200 yards. It was Brock Osweiler. It was Brock, not Matt Moore. I knew it was one of them. It was Brock Osweiler. Brocktober is what they called him at the time, because it was October. And they were like, Brocktober. Everybody went crazy. And I said, y'all need to chill. Brock ain't that good. And by 2-3 games later, everybody was kicking their TVs in like, oh my gosh. And when Tannehill came back, everybody was happy. and everybody was excited and happy, man. It's moments that make you realize how much you appreciate what you had, because when Teddy came in that game, I already knew what I saw in training camp from Teddy. And I had already got, and let me tell you how soon in Buffalo game where I was happy with Tua. I was happy. This is proof that I love. This is proof that I was loving what I was seeing from Tua. I was loving what I was seeing so much from Tua when he got hurt. Even then, this wasn't even late in the game. Up to that point, I was so happy with what I was seeing in him that when Teddy came in, my heart dropped and I was like, he ain't finna do what Tua was just doing. He ain't finna. I told y'all in camp, sometimes Tua playing at an 8 or a 9, then he's at a 6, then he had a 4, then he had a 7, and Tua just keep fluctuating. But Teddy just had a consistent 6. Tua was up there in that 9-10 during that game. And when Teddy got in, I said, Teddy ain't finna play like that. Teddy is a 6 at best, and he not finna match what Tua was just doing, how Tua was executing. And I felt that instantly. And he made that first bum throw. Oh, my gosh. I said, our season over. Because I ain't going to lie. A part of me was like, Tua out for the freaking season. God dog. This was his year to – that's why I was mad the last 2 years. Me and EM always had this conversation. I was always mad when Tua got hurt because we wanted a real evaluation. It was hard to get an evaluation when you keep getting these half seasons. Whether he was going to succeed or fail, give me some full seasons so I can really feel convicted about, everything that I'm seeing. And I had started feeling that again. God, dog, this man looked like he was dropping, like he had no control of his body. I say he done. He done. Oh, my gosh, his head. And I thought it was concussion, like he hit it so hard. He ain't going to be able to play Thursday according to the protocol. It's just over for us. It's over for us. Season's over. And Teddy just went out there, started bombing, and I'm just like, oh, my God, it's over. And when he came back, and boy, I ain't going to lie, I was mad at Milano. I was so mad at Milano. But I also felt it was one of those rare moments where I got to even show my appreciation for Tua, like how I do care about the kid. I just got to keep it 100 about his evaluation every chance I get, because we're in the most delicate position, the position that has somewhat held us back for 20-some years. So we need the right guy at that position. And I'm here to tell y'all, overall right now, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm riding at about a 7.8 with Tua, which is as high. I've never been that high. I've always operated in the high 6s at best. I'm at about a 7.8 with what I'm seeing, because let me tell you why. I'm not just seeing better play like he had a good game. I'm actually seeing some intangibles. Them things that I keep telling y'all about that been missing. I'm seeing the intangibles. Like, another thing y'all need to realize, he was always good in the pocket, but some of the things he putting on film, how he navigating the pocket, is Brady-esque. And if y'all don't know how Brady is in the pocket, how he shifts a little bit to help a struggling left side of the line, or how he does things, I'm seeing some of them traits in the pocket. And he's extending plays. And he's giving himself, like he's impacting a game where he's giving himself more time to throw the ball as well. And I got to be honest with you, I am high on Tua right now. I have constantly told a lot of people, though, that hit me up, you believe in him now? I just tell them, I like what I'm seeing. I just need to keep seeing it. And it ain't going to happen every game. Tua's going to have a struggle game here or there. Every quarterback does. Y'all see it out here in the NFL. The best of the best have them. Look at Patrick Mahomes the other night. Look at Aaron Rodgers week 1. Look at Brady last night. Everybody has them. So, Tua built himself a little bit of credit, and that's what I like. He built himself a little positive credit so that if he doesn't have the best of games, it happens. But in the past, he wouldn't have good games, and then he'd have a bad game, and it's just pile on and pile on and pile on. This is how it's supposed to be. And even in a not so good game like the Patriots, you still didn't do anything to lose the game. And that's what's important. Even in a game like the Patriots, where you wasn't very productive in my eyes, you still didn't do nothing to lose the game. The real knocks are when you don't have a great game and you're part of the reason why we lost because of the turnovers and stuff. And then he flipped the script even more because he throws 2 interceptions, but he put up 6 touchdowns to make sure that he overcomes those. Just like that Atlanta Falcons game that I keep debating with people. No, you don't throw 2 picks and think 4 get you off the hook. But you could throw 2 and get 6 touchdowns. Yeah, you off the hook. I mean, that's a 3-to-1 touchdown ratio. That's a 3-to-1 touchdown ratio, you know? And at the end of the day, man, I'm very high on Tua right now. I'm around that 7.8 range. And I told y'all, the best of the best quarterbacks are operating over 8 at all times. Tua's playing some of the best football. He's amongst one of the highest ranked in the NFL in multiple statistical categories after week 3. Just big ups to him, man. I just hope that he continues to execute. We continue to foster an environment that's conducive to him to continue to play well and continue to show those traits. I'm not expecting everything to be all diamonds and roses and glamorous, but you know what? You got yourself off to a great start. You done bought yourself some cachet, and keep this up, man. Keep it up, and by the end of the year, you operate a little bit like let me tell you something. I'm good with Tua if I end the season and he's at around a 7.5 for me. And right now he's operating off of a 7.8 3 weeks in holistically for me. I'm good with Tua if he operates by the end of the year at a 7.5. Because if you're not at a 7.5, then you're a solid quarterback. You're a starter in the NFL, but this team is ready to win now, and they're not going to be able to get that much better from a roster standpoint going forward. So we need to go get somebody who could be even more dynamic. So, but if Tua can operate at a 7.5 or above, then you have one of the dynamic guys, but he does it in his own way. He's not going to be Lamar out here. He's not going to be Deshaun. He's not going to be Patrick. He's not going to be the guys with the cannon. But you know what? He can be a very effective player who can find guys, hit them, and have some ball out games, more ball out games than failure games. That's what all he needs to do is reach for that. And in the process, if you end up showing that you could do even more, like you have, honestly, lately, you've showed that you have a little touch to yourself too, as far as like balling, like, you know, a dog in them. I mean, Tua, I'm just keeping 100. Tua's checking boxes right now, and he got to keep them checked. Don't bring no eraser on Sunday or Thursday. You got to keep them checked. You know, toughness, getting hurt. Mike McDaniel say he was mad at the even thought of not being out there with his teammates, comes back out, throws that big ball to Waddle, still balling. He checking some boxes, man. And anybody that's a Dolphin fan, you got to respect that and say, you know what I've seen so far, I may have not have liked what I've seen, you know, all together in his career so far, but you know what I'm seeing right now deserves me to just shut up and say, let me let this play out a little longer. That's just my reality. That's where I'm at with it right now. He's playing at a level that makes you say, let me just be quiet and let this play out a little longer and give him the respect that's due. And if he struggles, talk about why he struggled and why it wasn't a good game. And when he ball out, keep on going in that direction. Give him his evaluation every week, where I stand. But Tua's headed in the right freaking direction. He's headed in the right direction. It's just, but remember, what many people are not talking about, the biggest knock on Tua is and always will be consistency. Will he be able to operate at his best consistently? And that does not mean every game. Consistently just means, you know, every 3 games you put together, you have a lackluster game. You know, Every 3 games you put together and play well, you have a lackluster game. It ain't about every game. Nobody's about every game. So big ups to Tua, man. Keep doing what you're doing. You're making a lot of people fans, and you're making people that doubted you, pump the brakes and look for a second time and say, okay, all right, I'm feeling a little something right now. Okay. And that's just the reality right now. But I'm not going to go all far and say he's definitely the franchise quarterback and this and that right now. But he's definitely headed in that direction. He's definitely on the right road right now. He's definitely doing the speed limit. Right now, the way he's playing, he's not at risk of a ticket or nothing like that. I mean, he's doing what he's supposed to do and a little bit exceeding that. So you got to give it up to him. TD, let's be honest now. When Teddy came in the game, I already read that. But yeah, man, that's where I'm at with them. I bet 200 for Fins to take East for 1,100 payout. You about to get paid, homie. You about to get paid. If Tua comes out, give Skyler the shot. Yeah, that's another thing, man. I'm gonna be honest. They need to go ahead and elevate that kid, Skyler. Teddy, man, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Teddy. But you know what? They're going to keep it this way, and here's why. Here's why. That's not like Tua still ain't fragile, right? And they're still evaluating him now from what happened on Sunday. He got banged up. He came back in and played. That's a good thing. But that injury didn't happen where we thought it did, where he stumbled. That injury actually happened on that goal line where the quarterback sneak that he didn't get, where they piled all on him. If you go back to that play, you'll see him trying to get up, and he was like he was grimacing, and he fell just like that, and they brought him back to the huddle. So that's why I know it wasn't a concussion. After I saw that, it was actually his back. And then later on, that whole back falling thing happened again. So he actually may have some back issues right now. Whether he can play or not through it, I don't know. They're still evaluating him. But yeah, he's definitely dealing with a little back issue. But again, if he goes out and you trade Teddy and all you got is Skyler, you ain't even got a backup. And let's not act like it still ain't a probability Tua may not miss some games this year. I told y'all Tua can miss games in my book this year. It just can't be more than 2 because that goes into his evaluation as well. That'll be 3 years in a row where he misses significant time where his team would very much need him, especially if Teddy come in and we lose games with Teddy. Especially if we lose games with Teddy. And that goes into his evaluation. That's why I want him to be as healthy as possible. That's why when he got hurt, Milano, that really, I was mad. But I hope that he's healthy. I hope that they give him the rest necessary. And just get through this Bengals game, and then you got about 10 days, That's like a semi-bye week in its own. Miami 35, Bengals 21, 350 yards, 1 interception, 3 TDs. It could happen. I think this is going to be another tight game as well. But I just want to see the best version of Tua taking what they give him, however the stats end up. I was never a stat guy. I was always evaluating his game based off of the film of the opportunities he made and the opportunities he missed. I didn't get caught up in the numbers because Josh Allen had a bad game. Josh Allen had a bad game against us. But all people look at is the 400 yards. No. Josh Allen did not have a good game. He missed wide open opportunities. He threw some balls that should have been picks. He did not have a great game. And y'all tell me in the comment section, do you agree? TD, what worries me is the backup QB situation. Teddy is trash. He's been trash. Skyler needs to be QB too. Man, again, it's a Mike McDaniel thing, bro. They brought him in. They paying him money, so it is what it is. TD, would you trade a Kirk Cousins for Tua? Logical. Well, after what I'm seeing from Tua so far, I wouldn't trade a Kirk Cousins for Tua. Not right now. Not unless the end of the season bombs, and in the offseason is something I would consider if Tua just ends up under that 7.5 I was talking about. Nah, I wouldn't even trade for Kirk Cousins if Tua was a 7.4. Tua would have to be a 6.9 or lower on my scale for me to want to trade for Kirk Cousins. Because Tua could be Kirk Cousins with these weapons. That still don't get Kirk Cousins to nothing. And he be having weapons. Okay. Let me see. Is Tua changing your mind on if he's a franchise quarterback? He's altering my mind right now. But again, it takes more than just a game, right? It takes more than just 2 games. I mean, when you think about it, we got 14 games to go, and then the real evaluation is how quarterbacks can perform in the postseason. Real evaluation is how you going to perform in the postseason. You know? So but he's doing great, man. He's definitely got my eyes open to the possibility of me feeling like, man, this is the guy we need to ride with. But again, a lot more needs to happen, all right? Keep an eye on the Niners pick, currently at number 8. Oh, I am. Trust me, I've been keeping my eye all on it. And remember, y'all even agree Josh Allen did not have a good game. But when Tua has a game like that, 400 yards, which that ain't what typically happens, but you know, the 280, 300-yard game, and he play like that, oh, you hating. Nah, man, I keep it even. It is what it is. Bills lost to the 12th man. The Bills lost to the 12th man, the Sun. Dolphins trash. Well, the Sun is a part of our team, so it is what it is. TD, if I'm being realistic, 250 to 280 yards, 1 interception, 2 touchdowns. Very doable for Tua. Very doable for him. You ain't lied, TD. I've been trying to keep it 100, man. Let me see. Give me a second. Y'all bear with me one moment. I just got to check something real quick. Hit that like button for me, though. All right. Oh, the Cowboys game on. Just realized. All right, cool. All right. Everything looking good so far. All right, cool. TD is telling the truth. About what? Is somebody saying I'm lying about something? I don't know. Did somebody say I'm lying about something? Maybe because I asked y'all, am I lying about the Josh Allen thing? Maybe, I don't know. Tua better than Lamar Jackson and Bum Allen. I mean, right now he's not better players than those guys, like holistically with what they can bring to the table, but he's playing on their level. Because you got to understand, you've seen Josh Allen and Lamar do this a lot longer. That's why, like, if we're being real, right? Tua's playing on their level right now. He playing even above their level, some of these guys right now. So right now he's playing better football than them. But overall, he's not a better player because he's going to have a few seasons of operating at this level, not a game and a half, not 2 games. You see what I mean? So, and don't get me wrong, as Dolphin fans, he the best thing ever, you know? But it's going to take a level of consistency. It's going to take a level of consistency from Tua. Because Tua, like say the Bengals game, Tua comes out and throw for 180 yards, but it's 1 touchdown and 3 picks, and he's 60% completion and just looks horrible, right? It ain't going to take all of his cachet away from the last 2 games. He's still up there right now, 3-1. It's okay. But it kind of resets all right, man, now we're back to evaluating him. Instead of rolling on the train and keeping on trucking down the track, something like that would just basically say, all right, now we got to see how he do versus the Jets. Now these the Jets, because the Jets played him hard last year, and those are some of his rougher games as well, just so y'all know. And you go out looking rough for the Jets, then it's like, oh my gosh, he's not looking great. I mean, he had them fire games early in the season. Then people start bringing up Baltimore's secondary. Then they start bringing up the Bills secondary. And then all the reasons of why people don't want to like him anyway will start coming out. then it'll be right back to the fighting. 2 games can do that. But that's why Tua, he's changing the narrative, but he has to cement the narrative. You know what I mean? And I did just move the goalposts on that because that's what you're supposed to do. The goal was to change the narrative. And now I'm going to move the goalposts because that's what you're supposed to do. Now it's time to cement it. You can't change the narrative and then let it come right back. Y'all see what I'm saying? So keep playing at a high level, young fella. Don't rush nothing. Don't try to do more than you have to, but make the plays that are there to be made and relax and trust the team around you. Trust the team around you. And he's done a good job of that so far, and he gives me reason to believe he will continue to. But he ultimately controls that. The refs, the Sun practice squad, D, Fins ain't good. But look what's happening around the league right now, y'all. It's quite a few quarterbacks that's shocking people right now. Some people like what Daniel Jones is doing so far, even though it ain't phenomenal, but he got a chance to help his team go 3-0. I was talking to the homie today. He was looking at PFF. He said, how could Geno Smith be a top 10 quarterback on PFF? Then we went and looked at Geno Smith's numbers and how he's been doing. Geno Smith's been playing the most efficient football in the NFL. Geno Smith has a 77.5% completion percentage. Geno Smith is a 2-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. Geno Smith has over 100 passer rating. He ain't got buku yards, but he been putting up the numbers just like Tua did the other day, which shows you could have he's having great games, not putting up 300-400 yards. And that's Geno Smith, who anybody would have been like, oh, I don't want him. But you in a friendly system and you got what you need around you. Sometimes, man, that's all it is. Hit the like button, y'all. Fins up. Yes, sir. TD, great show. Catching your show from Dutch Harbor, Alaska. Great work, brother. All about them Fins. Salute to you, George. I love you for that, man. Love you for that. Real quick. That reminds me, I'm going to stop for a second and talk to y'all real quick. Real quick. Salute to all y'all who can have a respectful conversation. Salute to all y'all who recognize, because I got a lot of people in the comment section. It's really hard for me to read all my comments now because we get so many and I'm just one person. But people have been in the comment section lately. I used to think that you were the biggest Tua hater, but now I realize you do love this team and you just want him to succeed, and you're just keeping it 1,000 about his evaluation from day one because you've been spot on about everything he's done well, and you haven't missed any details on what he's done well. And you have given him every ounce, if not more, credit about when he does well, which makes me realize when he's not doing well, that maybe I don't like to hear, like people have said this, I don't like to hear the things he don't do well, which skewed me from my perception of you. Salute to those people who realize I just be calling it how it is. Now, all the trolling and me having extra fun, that's just me jabbing at certain people that can't respect my opinion, so I go at them. But overall, at the end of the day, man, I've always given Tua what he is and what he deserves. It ain't always been pretty, but when it is pretty, it's pretty. It's beautiful. And he'll always get that. Now, the day that I officially say he is the franchise quarterback, he has done everything to prove that now. He is officially it. And I'm telling y'all, that ain't going to happen for a minimum of like to the end of the season or even more. Because we done seen guys come out and have rookie years that were like mind-blowing, and 2 years later, they not even in the NFL anymore. So that's not what it's about. It's about really truly evaluating him in his long-term projection. So at the end of the day, I'm appreciating evaluating Tua from day one fairly, because what I saw the last 2 weeks, I know I appreciate it more than those people who made excuses for everything that he wasn't doing in the past. Because you were lying to yourself It may be validation for yourself. See, I told you. But now I'm appreciating his growth. You can't appreciate somebody's growth if you wanted to lie about and basically say he's always been at this level. Because that's what some people have been doing for the last 2 years. They act like how he played in the last 2 games, he been playing like that for 2 years. It makes no sense to me. And again, this ain't about what he has around him. And I'll admit, what's around him is going to help his numbers go up. But I ain't the numbers guy. Tua's playing better, period. I'm not going to diminish his increase in production and his playing well by saying it's only because Waddle and Tyreek and Armstead. No, he's actually playing better. That's why I didn't care in the last 2 years. People say, well, if he had an old line and he had, man, truth be told, Tua's still running for his life back there. Truth be told, Tua's still getting pressure. Tua's still getting out of trouble and trying. It's just now the result is different because Tua's playing better. I didn't use them as an excuse for him in the past, and I'm not going to use them as a reason for him in the present. He's actually just playing better football, not because of the guys he got. Tyreek was neutralized in that game and still found a way to hit so many different receivers and different players at different times. It's just the reality. I may have a different way of looking at things than some other people, but don't tell me I've been off on my evaluation of Tua Tagovailoa. I done studied this kid in and out. I look for all the great things he do, and I look for all the itty-bitty flaws because I want to be able to point them all out to see how many of them disappear when it's time to crown him or throw him in the trash. I mean, that's just the reality. That's just the reality. I want him to get a fair evaluation. I don't want to be a common fan walking around here like we did with Tannehill, making excuses for everything and all kind of crap, man. No, we need to know we got our guy. We need to know we got our guy. O-line is playing better. Yeah, the O-line is playing better, but once again, look at how Tua's operating in plays when they play like trash. That's not sit here and act like Tua ain't still having plays where he run for his life. Again, I only evaluate Tua off of what he can control. Last year, you had plays where the O-line gave him time to throw. Just like this year, you got plays where the O-line gave him time to throw. I only evaluate Tua on when they don't give him all that time to throw, how does he handle that situation? And he's handling it a lot better now. And when they do give him time to throw, how does he handle that situation? He's still handling even that a lot better now. Either way you want to slice it, he's playing better. He's playing better football. And honestly, there's only one other thing I want to see Tua do, and it ain't his fault that he's not doing it, and he's actually doing it. It's just that I want a larger sample size. I want to see how he handles more man-to-man coverage, because that's going to tell me he'll be able to handle it. And some people, well, if you go look at man coverage, he's one of the best in the league. Yeah, but the sample size is too small. Because in the biggest moments, that man-to-man on the first downs and them second downs when they run man, our offense, man, we really struggle. We really struggle. That's going to be something I'm going to be watching for the whole year, because you can't get a few games off of it to tell. But and plus, a lot of people don't play it much, so I got to wait to the end of the season to see how he handles a lot of man-to-man coverage, because there's going to be certain teams that throw a lot of it at you. Buffalo didn't do that. Y'all saw those first 2 games. Buffalo is a man team. They had to play a lot of zone because of their secondary, but we did too. We played zone. We ran some zero looks. We played a lot of zone even out of the zero looks, y'all. So mano a mano, we both teams was playing it a lot, a whole lot. TD cooking tonight. TD, have you heard anything about the tackle we picked up recently? Shell, I believe his name. Dylan, no, I ain't paid attention to it. Didn't even much care. Y'all know me. Once you make a play, then I'll pay attention to you. I ain't got time for transaction teams make. Teams make a transaction every day. Drop this person, pick that one up. Drop that one for the practice squad, pick that one up. Just like Kohu. Kohu? I don't know no Kohu. Now I care about Kohu. Now I want to keep seeing more about Kohu. Now I can tell you what you need to know about Kohu. Nah, you earned. I don't want to talk about you if you just another person. But once you go out there and start impacting the game, all right, now it's worth me wasting 25 to 30 minutes of my time to know where you from, how you got to this point, and all of that good stuff. Because I used to do that in the past. Oh, we just picked up a tackle today. Learn his whole bio, just study 30 minutes, and then the next day they drop him. So that's kind of how I am with that, all right? Did CeeDee Lamb literally just drop that ball like that? Are y'all watching this game? Did CeeDee Lamb just drop one of the easiest passes that you will ever see deep in the NFL, ladies and gentlemen? I don't know if y'all watching the Cowboy game, but did he just drop one of the easiest passes that you will ever see in the NFL down the field? Boy, that's the type of stuff, man. You got to get up on my boy. I ought to be livid. I don't care who the receiver is. I'd be livid, boy. I'd have been livid. Don't drop the Tua passes like that, Tyreek or Waddle. Oh boy, you gonna get it. Yeah, that was a dive. You drop one of Tua's like that, boy. I'm going off. I'm going off. Nah, you just hurt your quarterback. Cooper Rush should have had a touchdown and 50 more yards on that. That's 50 yards and a touchdown that you just hurt your quarterback stats. And your own. That Dolphins game felt like a playoff game. Everyone dropped on the ground at the end, left everything out there. Our team played well, man. And shout out to Mike McDaniel getting them up and ready to play. Getting those guys up and ready to play. Big time, man. I'm proud of Mike McDaniel, man. But anyway, back to the Tua thing real quick. That's my evaluation. That's all I have for y'all right now. But all I'm going to say to sum it up, if you just got up in here, man, Tua's headed in the right direction. I love what I'm seeing right now. On a scale of 1 to 10, I got him at about all around, about a 7.8. Anything over a 7.5 to end the season, he's our guy going forward. And he's playing like it right now. And we hope that he can continue to play at this high level and continue to be one of those guys up there in the league. I want to see the kid make a Pro Bowl right now. I want to see him, even if he don't win it, get an MVP vote, even if it's our writer, I want to see him have his best year right now because it ain't going to get that much better than this because the money going to have to start coming in. Dolphins going to have to start dealing with some contracts coming up. That's just the reality. That's the reality. We're going to have to deal with some contracts coming up. So make the most of this now, Tua. Who knows? Maybe you, like Burrow, go to a Super Bowl. The only difference is you win it this year. And listen, I know people want to say, TD, now you tripping and stuff. Man, if you really look at what just happened the last 3 weeks, why not? Like, why we can't have those type of aspirations? Like, I asked y'all before the season, anybody got us going to the Super Bowl, like if we want to be real? And everybody said 90% of us said no, right? I mean, let's be honest. But truth be told, so like, come on now. If your mind ain't altered just a little, CeeDee Lamb drops another one. But if your mind ain't altered just a little, like, come on. Like, I believe we can do something special this year. And now I ain't just being a fan, like, yeah, we could. I really believe we might do something. McDaniel and Tua are a match made in heaven. Go Fins. I hope so. When the going gets rough, because every team gonna have those rough moments where you actually not in a game where you're losing and you battle adversity and come back, but when you got 2 or 3 losses in a row, when you put 2 or 3 losses in a row, how do you respond? And hopefully we don't experience that this year, but everybody experiences it here and there, every team. Look at the Bengals, 0-2. They came out, got that win. Now they looking to build off of that. Hopefully we can slap them right back in the face. But you see what I mean? So we'll see, man. Shout out to our coaches for having unbelievable conditioning of our team. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I got to kick back on that a little bit. We kind of cheated. Not really cheated, but let me tell you what we did. I'll tell you in a second. AFC West going to be close, but not the way I thought. I agree. You're right. That ain't shaping up the way everybody thought. But listen, we had the advantage. Let me tell you why. Even though their offense was on the field 90 plays, their offense was the ones that was working hard all game. Our defense, we didn't have to cover guys as much as y'all think. Third downs, we played the sticks. And we sent the blitz to make Josh Allen get rid of the ball quick, so we're not chasing people across the field. We just keeping everything in front of us. When you catch it, we go get you. We ain't chasing you everywhere, right? We ain't do all the chasing until we got in the red zone. Every time Buffalo got in the red zone, that's when we start chasing. Our defense in the secondary was really just chilling. They were really chilling, and hey, every time you catch something, we come up and get you. Every time, And the D line, they kept rotating players in and out. They were going on the rotation, sending the pass rush, just keep it coming. It was that O-line that for Buffalo they had to work every play. And that's why all them was dropping like flies. Josh Allen, who was getting banged up every play, all that energy. Them receivers running all them routes, and we ain't even chasing them as much. We just playing back, coming up to get them. So that was a good thing for our defense. They worked it hard now, but it wasn't on the level that people would think, right? And then the offense, we barely played. So the conditioning, we had the advantage the whole time, man. We had the advantage the whole time. And a part of the problem with them, they kept looking for something deep. And that hurt them too. That definitely hurt them. Raekwon didn't even play. Yeah. Yeah, man. But yeah, man, like I said, man, that's my evaluation of Tua Tagovailoa at the end of the day. I'm not going to bore y'all too long tonight. Just wanted to come give y'all my official thoughts on a lot of the things that happened in the game. I still got so much to say, but I'm about to end the stream. Give me some more rest, get ready for this storm that's supposed to be coming through over the next 2 days. Y'all keep everybody in, the Tampa and all the Central Florida area up the West Coast in your prayers because this storm coming and you never know what you're going to get. All right. I love y'all so much. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. This is TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Salute to y'all, man. At the end of the day, we all just want to win. We love our team, and I love y'all, man. I appreciate all y'all. Salute to you all. I will see y'all tomorrow. Fins up no matter what. Peace. I am out.